This baby slept with 3 dogs. When his parents walked in, their blood ran cold. The one rule they swore they'd never break had just been shattered. What happened next left them speechless. Before you watch, remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss another touching story like this one. Write in the comments where you're watching from and what time it is there. From the very first day the 3 French bulldog puppies came home, Michael and Sarah had set a firm rule. The baby and the dogs must stay apart. The baby was only 3 months old, weak and helpless. The puppies were wild and unpredictable, still learning how to use their small teeth and awkward paws. Michael kept saying it over and over. They're not mean, Sarah, but they're animals. He's too small. One cut, one mistake. Sarah would always agree. They kept the bedroom door closed, the crib raised, and the play area far from where the pups could go. For weeks, the house followed those strict rules. The puppies stayed in the front room. The baby stayed upstairs on his mother's arms, never together, never in danger, until that afternoon. It had been silent, too silent. Michael was out buying food. Sarah was folding clothes in the other room. The baby, wearing his soft white suit with a blue spotted band, had been placed on the big bed to rest. His small fist had gone loose, his face peaceful. Sarah thought it was okay just for a minute. She walked away to get another stack of clothes. She didn't notice that the bedroom door hadn't shut completely. Downstairs, the puppies had become anxious. They had been crying, sniffing, and pacing at the bottom of the stairs for days, as if searching for something. On that day, their curiosity was stronger than the invisible barrier that had always kept them away. With the door partly open, one after another, they climbed the stairs, their claws tapping lightly on the wood. They moved quietly through the hallway, their noses guiding them toward the room where they had heard soft breathing for weeks. When they reached the bedroom, they paused at the threshold for a moment, then padded across the carpet to the bed. The brown one jumped up first, followed by the gray. Then the white one scrambled up behind them. By the time Sarah came back holding clothes, the room was still quiet. She thought nothing was wrong. She finished folding the clothes, humming quietly, before going back to check on her son. That was when her heart froze. There on the bed was the baby, still sleeping, breathing gently. But he wasn't alone. The 3 puppies had nestled themselves right next to him, as if he had always belonged to them. The brown one lay across his chest, its head rising and falling with his breathing. The gray one had moved so close that its nose was touching the baby's mouth. The white one, with its dark folded ears, was tucked under the baby's arm like a toy. Sarah stopped at the door, her chest filled with fear. For weeks she had protected against exactly this moment. How had they gotten inside? Her first thought was to rush in and pull them apart before something went wrong. But her body stayed still, because the scene wasn't dangerous. It wasn't messy. It was beautifully quiet. The baby's hand moved, his fingers gently touching the brown pup's ear. Instead of waking upset, he breathed out softly and moved closer into the warmth. The puppy made a small sound back, pressing even tighter against him. Sarah's breathing stopped. She couldn't turn away. The sound of a key in the door startled her. Michael was home. She ran to the stairs. Michael! He heard the worry in her voice and rushed up, food bag still in hand. What? What's wrong? Just come quietly. He walked into the room and froze completely. His jaw tightened and his eyes narrowed as he saw his son surrounded by the exact animals he had kept distant. The bag fell from his hand, apples rolling across the floor. Sarah, he said quietly, what did you let happen? I didn't, she said quickly, shaking her head. The door, it must have been open. I promise I didn't. They stood next to each other, staring at the impossible sight. All their warnings and worries faded in front of the truth before them. The baby wasn't hurt. He wasn't crying. He was sleeping more deeply than he ever had, held gently by the small bodies that had somehow chosen him as their own. Michael's hands slowly relaxed. His fear didn't disappear. It twisted tighter in his chest. Every moment he expected the baby to wake up scared and start crying. But the house stayed silent. The 4 of them, 1 baby and 3 puppies, breathed together as if they were meant to be. Michael felt Sarah grab his hand, shaking. What do we do? She whispered. her throat tight. "We wait," he said softly. "Just look." So they stood in silence, watching, every heartbeat loud in their ears. The minutes felt like hours. And then their son's eyes began to move beneath his closed lids. His small lashes trembled. He was waking up. Time seemed to freeze. Sarah's hand flew to her mouth. Her breath caught in her throat. Michael took a half step forward, his body rigid and ready. The room became impossibly still. Every sound disappeared. Every movement stopped. All that existed was a tiny figure on the bed, and the 3 puppies pressed against him. The baby's eyelids fluttered once, twice. Sarah counted each flutter like a countdown. His breathing pattern changed, becoming lighter and faster. The brown puppy sensed a shift and lifted its head slightly, watching. Then the baby's mouth moved, making a small sound in his sleep. The gray puppy's ears twitched. Sarah felt like she might collapse from the tension. Michael's jaw was clenched so tight it ached. And then, slowly, impossibly slowly, the baby's eyes began to open. First just a crack, then wider, his unfocused gaze trying to make sense of the world. His lips parted slightly. A small breath escaped. The puppies all stirred at once, sensing he was awake. The brown one's head rose higher. The gray one shifted its position. The white one's ears perked up. This was the moment. Everything hung in the balance. The baby blinked once, his vision clearing. His eyes found the brown puppy staring down at him. For a few heartbeats, nobody moved. The silence was deafening. Then the puppy made a soft, gentle whine, and the baby's face began to change. His eyebrows lifted. The corners of his mouth twitched. Slowly, like the sun rising, his lips curved upward into a smile, small, sleepy, and perfect. Sarah's knees nearly gave out. Michael exhaled a breath he didn't know he'd been holding. The baby's tiny hand rose up, shaky and uncertain, reaching toward the puppy. His fingers touched the soft fur and curled into it. The white puppy moved closer and licked the baby's wrist, quick and gentle. The baby's eyes went wide with surprise. Sarah stepped forward, her body tensing again, but then a sound burst from her son's mouth. Not a scream of fear, but a squeal of delight. High, bright, and full of pure joy. The baby giggled. Actually giggled. His whole tiny body shook with laughter. The gray puppy nuzzled against his cheek, and the baby turned his face toward the warmth, laughing even harder. His face lit up like they'd never seen before. Michael's voice came out broken and amazed. He's happy. He's actually happy. Sarah's eyes filled with tears. They're not hurting him. They're making him laugh. The puppies responded to every sound the baby made, pressing closer when he squealed, licking his hands when he reached for them, and nuzzling him gently when he giggled. It wasn't what they had feared. It was something they had never imagined possible. Sarah walked forward and bent down beside the bed, touching her son's face with trembling fingers. The baby looked up at her with bright, joyful eyes, then back to the puppies, his small fingers still holding tight to the brown pup's ear, refusing to let go. Tears streamed down her face as she looked at Michael. "All this time, we thought we were keeping him safe from them," Michael whispered, his own eyes wet. But maybe they were meant to protect him too. That day they understood something they never expected. Sometimes the best guardians come in the smallest, most unexpected forms. And from that moment on, the baby and his 3 puppies were never apart. Did you enjoy this story? Would you have let the puppies stay with the baby after seeing how peacefully they slept together? Yes or no? Let us know in the comments below if you liked the story. Subscribe to this channel and leave a like. Thanks so much for listening. See you in the next video. Have a great day.